the case of queer magic, I was reading about this, and it seems to be a lot of the history of queerness throughout the history with deities and heroes and historical figures, like your book says. But then it also includes spells and stuff like that. So really, what is the connection that we're getting at here with queer magic?
Queer magic is meant to be essentially a springboard for everything queer in like the mystical community. Mm-hmm. So it has both the history of where queer people were back throughout time, because it's strange when you look into it, having this kind of like, oh, they're not really fully men or they're not really fully women. In a lot of cultures around the world, it was regarded as just, oh, they must be in touch with the divine. They must have some magic powers. They must be magically different somehow. So a lot of queer people throughout history were like shamans, magic workers, spellcasters who could get in touch with that, that je ne sais quoi. And it's just everywhere. So with this book, especially being a Llewellyn book, it needs some like explicit magic in there for the audience. So it's a mix of history. It goes over what's been happening where throughout history, all over the world. It gives you practical spells, tips, tricks, and stuff that you can do on your own. It also has people from all over the world in the book that I invited to write what it's like being a queer person in this region of the world, in this religion. So you have stories of how some are magic workers and how they use their magic and, living as a Muslim in India. You have people who are queer people living in heavily Confucius-inspired Japan. And it's their stories because it's, look at me. I look straight out of Dublin, so I can't just be writing everyone's story about what it is. I get the facts. Of course. Right. I'm half Mexican, but I'm not the United Nations in and of itself. So it's the springboard to just, here's everything, 101. We're going to go through it real fast. Whatever you like, explore on your own. And here's some tips and tricks on how to find more too.
Welcome to the